Or we'll do that later.
All right, guys. This is a game. It is the week after Brawler Bash. We decided, Yoshi and I decided that we did not have enough Warhammer. Just if you didn't see the warning before, I'm going to post before this video. There are proxies in my army, so if you don't like it, this is not the video for you. I'm just trying out an army, see if I like it before I start painting and building and stuff. We got meeting engagement, and I'm playing Dark Elves. He is playing Skaven at 2,500 points. Yoshi, you want to go over your list?
From my right to left, I got Hell Pit Abomination. No Warpstone Spikes, even though modeled. Rat Dart. 40 Storm Vermin, full command. The Warlord, the Fellblade, War Litter, a shield.
A little scared about that.
In the back, I have a bunker of 20 Storm Plague Monks with a Storm Banner. My level 2 with a Power Stone, Warpstone token. He got Scorch and Crack's Call. My Naked BSB. A Grey Seer with a Warpstone token that I bought. Scam. The Scepter of Stability. And that sounds about it. And the Naked Warlord. No, my BSB has a halberd. I actually dropped some slaves because in Brawler Bash my bunkers were getting into close combat more often than not, and that halberd really would have helped out. I have 50 slaves with a musician.
Okay.
30 storm vermin with a musician and the flame banner. 8 gutter runners, slings, snare nets, poison attacks. 2 cannons of awesome.
Ooh.
Some more giant rats. Oh, there we go.
That's right. That's what's going to happen.
And this scenario is meeting engagement, and I missed out on my bunker with 30 clan rats.
Let's see if I can zoom in enough.
A musician, and a warpfire thrower that you probably can't see, but you'll see later.
No, I can't get it.
Ah. Boom, boom.
There he is.
The Grey Seer has 13th, Vermintide, Plague, and Wither, and I was really hurt not to get a Cloud of Corruption because that would have been clutch against all these awesome T5 monsters. And chariots.
And chariots. Alright, so I'm playing Dark Elves. I decided I'd had enough Orcs and Goblins for a while after showing that American Orcs and Goblins are the best. So my list is, I have Dark Riders up here, followed by a Bolt Thrower. Then we've got a Chariot, a Hydra, a Charybdis, another Hydra, another Chariot, ooh, something that's painted is crazy. Behind them I have my bunker. In the bunker is a level 3 on Lore of Light. The level 3 has Banishment, Speed, and Foz. There's 2 level 2s, one with a scroll that has Shims and Barona's Time Warp, and the other with the Scroll of Shielding that has Net and Light of Battle. Next to them we have some more Wild Riders that look strangely like boars. Then over here on this side we've got 2 shades that scouted, 2 units of 5 shades with additional hand weapons, and a unit of 10 Corsairs with repeater handbows and a musician. And off the field from me, on top of the Warhammer chest that you probably can't make out, is my BSB, who has the Enchanted Shield, the Feather Foe Torque, and full mundane kit, so he's got a 1-up, and another Bolt Thrower. So we went, I deployed first. Yoshi already tried to steal the first turn, and how did that go?
I dropped 2 dice off the board. It was never going to work out.
Nope. And so I'm going to get my first turn after we Vanguard, and then good luck, sir.
Good luck.
All right, we'll get back to you. So I interrupt turn 1. We did start of turn stuff. You can see where my everything Vanguarded. This Chariot stupided forward a little bit. Why? That's not very exciting. Why did I stop turn 1? Well, the Storm Banner got activated, and then we have a Temple of Skulls right here. The Fellblade Warlord guy, he prayed to some Chaos Gods, and they did not like it. Either that or somebody stabbed him while he was praying. And he rolled a 1, and so there's no more Fellblade guys, so that's like 200 points for me, so I'm excited about that. And I'll get on with my turn 1. Just wanted to stop and kind of commiserate a little bit with that. Alright guys, this is the end of my turn 1. You can see my shades moved up. They he activated the Storm Banner, like I said, so I only killed the Packmaster out of that group, so at least he didn't panic, but at least he has to charge me unless he passes like a leadership 2 check or something like that. Everybody kind of moved up. You can see where I put my Bolt Thrower that came on. This Chariot was stupid, as I mentioned. Everybody else kind of moved up. The Hydra panicked some rats back there with his terror check, and then everything kind of moved around. We'll see what happens. The Hell Pit is like 18 and change away from everything. All of that stuff shot at him, and because of the Storm Banner, didn't do jack. Back here, I threw Foz on 4 dice and got double 6s. So Bubble Foz is up, which is hitting the Boar Dark Riders, the Chariot, the Charybdis, and both Hydras. And my miscast was the number 7. I rolled a 1 with 1 dice, and then the second dice fell out of my hand as a 6, which was excellent. I had my heart stopped for a little bit. I then tried to cast Banishment at one of his cannons, and I failed horribly. I cast really well. I cast like 21 on 4 dice plus a level 3. But Grey Seer Man, he decided double 6 time. So we'll see what happens after this turn. Things are looking, I don't know, medium. I'm glad I got the first turn though. Foz, hooray! Alright, turn 2 looks like this. What happened?
We had no charges other than the giant rats that had to. That ended up poorly for him. Didn't even do a single wound. The beginning of turn stuff, the Storm Banner ended. This Fang Leader prayed to the gods and gained 4 wounds for his troubles. If only that would have been the Fellblade. I did no other charges. The Hell Pit moved around here. We made a general advance. My bunker really couldn't move up, so it's in this funky horde position. The magic phase, I got off Cracked Skull pretty soundly with my Power Stone, but failed to make the distance. It was like 15 inches. It was a hard roll, but that was all I could do in my magic phase.
Yeah, you rolled a 2 and a 1, and then I channeled twice, so it was 4 to 3. So it was not very good. All right, well.
The shooting phase, I crippled that lead chariot with 2 cannons and only did 3 wounds.
That was really ridiculous because you actually wounded with both cannons.
Yeah.
It was just, man.
And I moved the Gutter Runners into the Sigmarite Shrine. Hopefully the cover will give me some protection against the onslaught of Shades.
I'll just pretend they're Tomb Kings and only roll a 5. I'll hit on a 5. Alright guys, we'll get back after my turn 2. So this was the end of my turn 2. As you can see, everything is in combat pretty much. My Shades over here tried to charge the Rat Dart off the board because they were in front of me and I wanted to charge the cannon. Actually, that was probably a dumb move. I should have just shot the cannon and left the Rat Dart there. But I wanted to give it a try. I failed to get in. I needed like a 9. It was pretty hard. But the reason I say I should have just shot is because second Shade unit actually shot and did 2 wounds to the cannon, so I needed some more shots. These Corsairs over here actually shot and panicked the Rat Dart. Both Chariots and the Hydra went into the Storm Vermin, and as you can see, just massive destruction. I want to say I did 13 impact hits. The Hydra did like 5 stomps. It had all of its attacks back. It was just ridiculous. It was really, really crazy. I left this avenue open because I'm not really scared of the slaves. This Hydra went solo into the Storm Vermin. He has Foz and Speed of Light on, so he's just kind of balling around, kicking butt. He did like 7 wounds and didn't take anything in return. The Charybdis and the Chariot, oh, let me count the ways. The Chariot got his impact hits regened pretty much, but the Charybdis feasted on the bones of the Hell Pit abomination, and I did like 9 wounds to it, and it saved enough so it is sitting on 1 wound. It rolled its first check, stubborn 8, and I made him re-roll it because the Charybdis is awesome and nobody knows what they're talking about when they don't take it. And he passed it a second time. But that's fine. I actually did that combat last because I was hoping that he'd flee and I could flee from the Chariot and I could charge both of those monsters into the Storm Vermin combat, or at the very least the Chariot. But it didn't work out. You see my Fast Cav came over here. They shot up some rats over here and didn't do anything. This bolt thrower, however, there it is, did multi-shoot and kill the warp fire thrower, which was pretty awesome. And this one hit like 4 or 5 times on the wounded cannon and then failed to roll any 6s. But I can't be ashamed because it was just a bloody, bloody turn. And I drew out the Scroll of Shielding at least. There's still a
Scepter of Stability.
Scepter of Stability, excuse me, because he did not want me to time warp the Charybdis, which would have spelled the doom of the Hell Pit Abomination, I think. Anyway, it was a good turn to be a Dark Elf. We'll see how that lasts through this next turn. How'd your turn 2 go?
Fuck, is this turn 2?
Yes.
It didn't go so well, but in the charging phase, I had no charges. The compulsory phase, I rallied these rats. That's super good. The movement phase, I just push on up to get in range of magic. Reformed these guys swiftly. Kept these guys in the building. Magic phase was abysmal. Almost sucked my own guys down the warp to crack Skull, and I did crack Skull the Hydra, but he made his initiative 2 check.
Of course he did.
And shit on my life on that one. I didn't even cast 13th. Failed it by 2 1s.
Yep.
Shooting phase, I tried to get the domino effect, but couldn't do it with both cannons, and failed to get the crippled one, which is a little soul crushing. The gutter runners shoot off the shades.
Yep.
That's great. Combat. Let's see. Over here, I did oh, you made an armor save, and then I lost a whole bunch of guys.
And
wound. I am currently, and I've already prayed into Matt's turn. I have 7 wounds, 8 wounds on the Fang leader, and I'm leadership 8.
no, 7, because you start with 1.
Okay, cool.
And your movement 8.
Oh, that's right. I am movement.
And your like leadership 8 as well.
Yeah.
So
Right, going nowhere. Hydra, or excuse me, the combat with the Hell Pit and the Chariot and the Crib. The Crib did not reform the Feasting of Bones, which is thankful.
I'm sad that you rolled the regen. I had the 1 attack sneak through with the ASF guys. I would have actually had a lot. My life would have been a lot happier because I'm having such a bad game right now. You know.
I fed away the Chariot. I did 3 wounds on the Crib, so it's down to 1. So
I'm not entirely sure that other than the first time you fed on the Charybdis, you've rolled less than 3 on a D3. And you've panicked off my Dark Riders.
I did.
Yep.
Get on out here.
They're gonna make
That's it's turn 3. It's still looking pretty bad, unless I can get these guys.
No.
I think the bunker's going downhill. If the Chieftain can get a lucky strike against the Charybdis, at least I'm faster. And the Warlord.
Until I have Speed of Light and Time Warp.
Yeah. Well, I can't make way through my character, so that sucks.
Knock.
That's my turn.
All right, man. All right, so this was my turn 3. Over here, my running guys rallied. These guys moved up. In charges, I actually charged the building with the gutter runners with the Hydra, who took a wound for his troubles. But in combat, he did like 8 wounds. That's a Sigmarite shrine, so they had to re-roll their successful ninja reflexes, which didn't help, and so he murderized them. These shades didn't move because they wanted to hit on 4s, and they did, and then they failed to roll any 6s. So this guy got involved. He hit like 3 or 4 times. Again, failed to roll any 6s. So that cannon is still there and pissing me off. But in fairness to Yoshi, it has not done a whole lot this game, as much as it probably should have against this giant monster list. The Charybdis is actually dead. He charged and ninja sniped the general. I miscast and put Speed of Light on him and the bunker unit. The Hydra took a wound. I'm going to imagine it's from the champion, the souped up champion. But again, everybody hates on the Hydras. They both regrew their wounds that they lost, so they're still at full wounds because everybody, man, they're just so terrible. They're such terrible monsters. I don't understand. This bolt thrower actually shot at the swarms because he couldn't shoot anything else. He was barely out of 48 of the other cannon. I was going to get fancy. And then I moved my bunker up because I'm like, whatever, I got these guys. Plus, I was going to try and kill the general. We had a debate about who it was more important to kill, the level 4, the general, or the BSB. Yoshi says the BSB, and I don't disagree with him as much as I just really needed to kill the general to stop the slaves from just grinding down my bunker, I think. But anyway, that's that, and we'll see what happens. This is his turn 3 next. So you're 3, sir.
I failed my leadership check with the rat dart and had to charge close to the units, which made my secondary charge into the chariot fail.
You actually didn't get enough anyway, but yeah.
Right. The rat swarms charged into the flank of the Hydra, just cuz.
I mean, they were there.
Yeah, why not? Magic phase. You keep channeling pretty high on your defense, and I got a pretty high roll on Cracked Skull, but you scrolled it.
I did scroll it.
I have not had a successful magic phase.
No, and that is very unfortunate for the rats.
Shooting phase, I did a couple wounds on the Hydra. 2.
2 wounds, yeah. We weren't sure that he could get into combat. Remember, this chariot was in combat, and so we weren't sure that he could shoot such that it would hit the rats in the chariot, so he had to aim pretty far back. And his first one fell short, and then the second one that has 1 wound left, as if to add insult to injury, did a couple wounds. It hit like dead on with strength 10, and to continue his luck, it rolled 2 wounds. Like for D3s, I think he's like 10 of 12 for a 3. On D6, he's 3 of 3 less than a 3. He's had 1s and 2s all game, so unfortunate. So, any predictions? Looking good? Looking bad?
If I don't clear these other 2 Hydras, it's looking pretty bad.
Let me ask you this question on camera, just while I'm thinking about it. I was a little confused why you didn't move somebody into this unit that is going to get exploded.
You would just pick them off.
Oh, that's fair.
Easily.
That's fair. I just was curious because I was like, they're going to be leadership 5 and...
Be fine.
Oh, they're fine. All right, man. Well, we'll get back after my turn 4 and see what's going on. All right, guys. This is the end of my turn 4?
Yeah.
All right. So these Dark Riders charged on in to the side, which was all I needed. Actually, the wound that they did plus the flank or plus the charge was what I won by. The Storm Vermin weren't steadfast because they didn't kill any of my fast cav. So they were on a 6 with the reroll, and thank God somebody failed. And they are over here. Sadly, his souped up champion with movement 8, 7 wounds, ballistic skill 8 or 9 or something,
initiative high,
initiative a billion, leadership 8. He died to dangerous terrain. He's prayed like 7 times.
I've taken a wound. I have not died.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I forget. But he is not that unit's under 25% though. Yes. So hopefully we don't get double ones because that'll make me cry. I charged both of these units into his bunker. I did some wounds. He did armor save 2. I did 3 wounds to his BSB. He armor saved 2 of them to keep himself alive, which made me sad. He passed his leadership test to stick and turned around. This Hydra was trying to hide from the cannon to my right because I had those shades and this bolt thrower shooting. Again, I had like 6 hits and no wounds, so they're starting to piss me off a little bit because I'm hiding from the other cannon. You can see in this combat, the Hydra has 1 wound left to do so to some rat swarms. And the Boar Dark Riders just came around and shot like Red Group or something. And this guy should have been moved in the movement phase so that next turn he could shoot something important. But instead he did not. He shot slaves, I think. And my unit here didn't do anything. In Magic, I got 3 dice to his 1. I channeled once and rolled double ones for wins. Thank goodness I'm not a demon player. I threw 3 dice at banishment and he stopped, or I didn't cast it. He actually was saying that I should have thrown the stuff on my people fighting his bunker, which I can agree with, but, you know, I didn't do it. And then my Hydras only regrew 1 wound this turn between them, so they're kind of petering out a little bit, but that's fine. They're just being boss. They're getting back at me for talking them up how great they are. So we'll see what happens. How was turn 4?
Bottom of turn 4, I flank charged with the clan rats. Shit on my world. And that was probably all the movement I had. I did not rally the mighty storm vermin.
You charged your slaves in here.
Oh, slaves into there. Oh yeah. Sorry. The giant rats here did not rally. Storm vermin of might did not rally. Magic. I crack skull. Finally the Hydra.
Yeah, it was like 6 dice to 3, so I couldn't stop it. Use my scroll.
Shooting, blew up that Hydra, and took both of them.
Yep.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did. And you ran in combat. You beat the crap out of those units, but I actually double won the chariot.
Yeah. Which sucks because I might get sandwiched.
They need what, an 8? They're 13 out. So, and I certainly can make it with the unit behind.
Let's see.
And at most you can get 1 combat res from the chariot.
Then I'll get pushed out and I'll lose all my ranks.
Yep. That's gonna not be fun.
Nope. that's my turn. I'm hoping for some fail charges by that big old bust of Spearman.
The once big bust of Spearman.
It's kind of looking skinny.
Yep, I think I need more in that unit if I'm going to stab with Abandon.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, we'll get back after my turn 5.
Wow.
So my turn 5 was really eventful. The Spearman got an 8-inch charge, which is like the second or third time I've made a really influential 8-inch charge on 2 dice. Into the flank, the Dark Riders got into the back, and just bad times. I killed a bunch of stuff. His red group was steadfast, but the Plague Monks were not, and I ran them down. They rolled double ones because, of course, after needing them to hold, he had to roll them to flee because that's just the way that this game is going. The Chariot, even though it won, can't reform because it would take models out of combat, so whatever, there it is. My Corsairs rallied. My Shades finally just charged instead of trying to shoot. And I threw a bunch of shots at the cannon, and again, just can't roll a 6 to wound that thing. It's kind of impervious. The first one took a bunch of wounds, and then they decided they had to put their deflector shields up. The other bolt thrower killed some the rat swarms just because there was nothing else to shoot at. The Dark Riders in the back couldn't march, so they were just trying to actually... They shot at that cannon too, didn't get any 6s to hit. Or got like 1 6 to hit, no 6s to wound. Anyway, that's what it looks like. This game is pretty much over. He's got a turn, but he doesn't have any magic. He has shooting with the cannon and try to kill the Chariot, which actually won't help him very much.
Sure, panics all around.
Alright, that's true. Alright, well, we'll see what happens. Alright, so this was actually the last turn of the game. I think we actually skipped Yoshi's the turn because he didn't really have anything to do except fight. But in any regards, the combat ended up like this. I put speed and Foz on the Dark Riders who charged into the flank. Don't ask me why I did that. I miscast and almost peed myself when the level 3 worth a butt ton of points almost died. So that was just dumb of me. But the Chariot on 1 wound survives. I don't even understand. It made all of its 3-up saves. The Dark Riders just exploded. That unit couldn't make a leadership. I think it was 8 or 7 or something.
7.
And then this unit didn't rally. So the Shades, of course, got into that last cannon. And so it looks like this. And this is the end of the game with a tabling and a dropping of some slaves. So I hope nothing's broken. We'll get back to you with some after-action reports. All right, let's go through some post-game thoughts here.
Well, the mood was set with the Fellblade Warlord dying first turn due to my own greed.
Before you even did anything else.
Before I did anything else. Maybe after I activated the Storm Batter. Sure. Well, we'll give it that. I like the list, but against this Monster Mash, it was very hard to isolate and deal with them, especially without getting Cloud of Corruption to tag them all at once. My cannons, wasn't expecting much. I just wanted to get rid of at least 2 chariots before they started ruffle stomping me. And I think the key moment was I should have just fled with the Storm Vermin. And maybe I think flee. Like I think it would have ended up here. Worst case scenario would have ended up here, and the Shades that were hanging out would have nabbed me easy. Possibly. Or just would have ended up here. Maybe could have rallied on that leadership 6. It's a little iffy. As far as the rest, you got phenomenal magic phases. Even 1 channel, 2 channels, was the stabs that really helped. And I think you cover this. You might just go to Dark Rider so you don't stab your bunker out from under you.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if I would have if you would not have rolled Snake Eyes with that Chariot, I could have turned to face and then zap. I should never have charged the slaves into combat, because that was awful. I'm learning more and more that as these new books come out, that my Skaven cannot compete in the combat phase. The new dwarves, I can't kill them for nothing. And I die in droves. Other than that, I will continue to fiddle around, maybe think of bringing 70 Storm Vermin instead of 40 and 30.
Fancy.
But it will leave my flanks pretty undefended, and I really want rattling guns, but don't care to spend the $10, and I'm not sure where to find the 110 points in my army.
Fair enough.
It's a toughie. That's all I got.
All right.
Get it.
So the list worked really well. I think it helps that I was fighting a Toughness 3 army as I was just beating up Toughness 3 people with even my Strength 5 Hydras. Obviously, I had really good luck. My magic phases were stellar. I channeled a bunch. I think that my lowest phase was, I think I got double ones one time.
Yeah.
But then I channeled twice, so I had 4 to 1 or something ridiculous. It was pretty bad. Stabs really helped one time, and I failed the second time I tried to stab. I actually think that I'm gonna do a second game, and I'm going to actually trade my bunker in for Dark Riders. Hello. So we'll see how that goes. I'll put everybody on ponies. I just have to drop the Feather Foe Torque and the Sacrificial Dagger, which I wouldn't use to stab 20-point Dark Riders anyway. And I put everybody on ponies, and that's pretty much it. I'm gonna see what happens. The bolt throwers kind of kind of saddened me. They couldn't get anything done, but that is what it is. It's all rolling there, because all my rolling was spent in close combat, beating things up. I keep debating whether or not I should put a Hydra and a Charybdis in instead of the 3 chariots, but I really think the chariots are where it's at. Plus, I already have the models. Gotta learn how to cast. Gotta learn spell priority with Coven of Light, and I also have to remember to not cast spells when I don't need to, and try to conserve points. Anyway, that's about it. I was scared of Skaven, and then they rolled poorly, didn't win. So we got another game coming up with some slightly different lists, and we'll see what happens there.
Ka-ching.